this box the other day. Pretty nice size box. Plain white. Interesting. What could this be? Okay, here we go. Once the pieces were removed from a plethora of packing peanuts and two securely wrapped paper packages, this is what we have. The engineering deck, shuttle bay, front cone, little flash to deal with there. This one part is actually molded into the, and here is a comparison to the 1/5/37 neck from the Polar Lights kit. Notice that this part is molded separately and is solid, so in order to light this little section in the front will require drilling and mounting an LED or fiber optic, but no big deal there. But the size comparison is considerable. The detail is considerable. This part, although it is much more detailed than this part, doesn't really have a lot of specific detail to it. But then when you get to the necks themselves, you can actually see detail here, here. You can go on the side and there's like these veined ridges. These veins here and here are significantly more detailed than the 5/37 neck. It also has a nice metal rod down the center. Flip side, again, we've got quite a bit of detail here. And a fairly close approximation here on the Polar Lights part, but the intricate detail that this one has is missing here. I have a clear cast bulb on the 1/350th scale. The Polar Lights bulb, in comparison, not only does it have the wrong shape, it's dwarfed by the 1/350th scale bulb. One issue here, there is no hole in this part of the bulb to get wiring in there, so that's something that will actually have to be drilled separately. But as you can see, that bulb will light up well. Take the whole bridge assembly in and set it on top of the bulb. That is massive. Okay, here's a final comparison of the two bridges side by side. With the AMT with the clear parts and third-party parts on the AMT, and the resin bridge with the clear bulb for the 1/350th scale kit. If we move in a little closer, try to keep the light where we can see the amount of detail that we can see on the 1/350th bridge. And here is a comparison of the Polar Lights 5/37th scale kit and the 1/350th scale resin kit from Titan Models. Considerable difference in scale. As a matter of fact, the total wingspan of the AMT is approximately the same, slightly larger than the internal span of the rear deck. When looking at the details, you'll see how deeply engraved these panels are, panel lines on this kit. However, when we get close to the when we look at this kit, we see that while the lines are there, they're not so deeply engraved. They're more like you would think panel lines should be. And again, on the front, there's the copper rod coming through, but no detail. However, the detail is seen here on this panel, and there is considerable detail. On the rear of the ship, we see that there's no detail, but again, they use the trick of having the highly detailed panels, the panels that go in place, so you get this level of detail. Again, for the photon launcher and the rear of the ship, again, a highly detailed part. It's a 10 separate unit that just plugs on you just plug on the back. End of the nacelle is cast in a solid piece. There's a considerable amount of flash to be trimmed, but nothing out of the ordinary. However, if you look at the casting quality is very good. No bubbles. Again, just flash to have to deal with. Exhaust, and there's flash on the back of those. Simply trim away, but they have, raised detailing on the edges. End cap for the nacelle. Again, the light is not drilled out, so it would have to be drilled to mount that. But again, it's a very highly detailed piece, fairly bubble free. The nacelle pieces. Inside and out. Comes in two pieces and they've been hollowed out. So you do have room for your wiring. Nacelle supports. Solid piece. Would have to have a hole drilled through this entirety to run a copper tube to do your wiring. Again, it's a nice thick, sturdy, heavy piece, so there should be no problem doing that. Running a copper tube, epoxying it in place, be as strong as it ever was. Plus, you'd have a path to do the electrical wiring, and easy enough. I've got these pieces. Not absolutely sure where these go, but a little study, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it. And various other sundry pieces
detail pieces with flash. It's going to be need to trim. Main engineering deck. The shuttle deck. Other detail pieces. Cone. Some flashing. And that's pretty much the kit. In addition to that, I did buy the stencils. It came on a roll about 18 inches, 19 inches wide, and about 3 foot long. So there are quite a few shapes and details on the stencils as provided with the kit.